Thank you very much for coming back so promptly. My name is Dominic Register. I'm the Deputy Director for Education for the British Council in East Asia. We're now at the part of the seminar that I know many of you have been looking forward to. I think the last 2 days have served to reiterate just how powerful international skills partnerships can be. The British Council is very proud of the partnerships that we've helped to support, and we believe that it's important to recognise and celebrate their hard work, vision and outstanding achievements. We present 2 annual awards for our international skills partnerships, the Best New Partnership of the Year for a partnership still in its first year, and a Partnership of the Year award for the Best Overall Partnership, including those that have completed their initial partnership projects and are continuing to deliver significant impact. And so firstly, to the Best New Partnership of the Year award, and there are 3 nominated partnerships. The first of these is AIDA from Morocco and Coleg Gwent and West Lothian College from the UK. This partnership, which also includes another college from Wales, is working to reintegrate marginalised youth into their communities in Casablanca in Morocco and in Cardiff and Edinburgh in the UK, and help them to find meaningful employment. They do this by developing innovative and engaging work-based learning programmes. The partners have developed a range of interactive learning resources and have already recruited more than 100 young, vulnerable learners onto employability programs. The second nominated partnership is Beijing Railway Electrification College from China and Burton and South Derbyshire College from the UK. And this partnership has been selected for their exceptional work in developing a British railway curriculum to be delivered at Burton and South Derbyshire College, as well as a Chinese apprenticeship model, which will be piloted in the next phase of the project. And the third nominee is the Confédération Générale des Entreprises Marocaines from Morocco and Supply Chain Foundation from the UK. And this partnership is focused on the development of a qualification and training system in supply chain management, with a first application to the aerospace and aviation industry. This has involved consulting with more than 45 stakeholders working in colleges, universities, training centres, industry associations, trade bodies, ministries and business in 6 Moroccan cities, and benchmarking UK qualification systems and education and training practices in supply chain management for the AA industry. The partners have also connected several Moroccan universities with regional colleges, training centres, awarding bodies and universities in order to shape the design of supply chain training curricula for both full-time students and part-time professionals. And I'd now like to invite last year's winners of the Best New Partnership of the Year award. So Jackie from Sedibeng College in South Africa and Tony from Harrow College to come up onto the stage. If I could invite you both to the lectern to say a bit about, first of all, what it meant to you to win the award last year, and then secondly, your 3 top tips from each of you for international skills partnerships.
Thank you. My task seems to be the easy one this afternoon. I'm supposed to be indicating what was the award meaning to me. As Sedibeng College, this award has been an indication that Sedibeng College has the ability to deliver and respond to the set deliverables. This had put Sedibeng College at a level where we are more desirable and better recognized by both industry and target markets than before. We have our automotive workshop established, and there is also an improved awareness by the whole college community on importance of implementing international practices, whereby with our partners we had teacher development, thereby hoping for improved student performance in the long run. And the college has realized the importance of employer engagement from various models that we have also learned from international partnership. For the top tip, I'm supposed to give one tip in order to make a partnership a success. I've got quite a few which would not take time. We should be very clear of our reasons for partnering. The very clear objectives has to be set, clearly outlined, emphasizing mutual benefit and the long-term vision. We would rather spend a lot of time establishing these objectives rather than entering into the partnership haphazardly. Most importantly, metaphorically, you have to get married and like each other. The timelines are also very important. They should be established and monitored with a very clear instrument. And lastly, I would say 3 things: communicate, communicate, and communicate. Thank you.
Note the use of the word metaphorically in that previous presentation. For us, it was a really exciting moment because I wasn't actually at the awards ceremony, so I got a text from Afshan, who is actually the project lead, to tell us we'd won. And that brightened up an otherwise rather dreary winter weekend in London, because we do have those occasionally if you haven't visited London. But I think for us as a college, we've been involved in international activity ever since I became Principal and Chief Executive there. And I think this was something that demonstrated the impact of that international work beyond the college community to our wider community. In Harrow, we are a very diverse area. We have a lot of different cultures, we have a lot of different minority groups that form part of our population. And I think it demonstrated for us very clearly the fact that we were bringing that value and that diversity over to other parts of the world to actually work in partnership in various continents to actually deliver our corporate objectives. And one of our key corporate objectives is about globalization. So that for me was nearly the icing on the metaphorical cake, and I've eaten a few in my time so I know what I'm talking about, in terms of actually delivering what that first phase of the globalization strategy was for Harrow College. And I think for us it was an absolutely critical moment, and also too in terms of the fact that I have to report to a board of governors who are independent to the college, like anybody who's in a college setup, mostly from industry, from the local community. And I keep on talking about how valuable this activity is, how much value it brings to the college, how working with the British Council is a very good thing, and that's why we do it repeatedly year after year after year, to actually get that award on the shelf that governors could actually see, and unfortunately in one case dropped, but it was perfectly safe, I can assure you. Was a really, physical demonstration of actually what we were there to achieve. So absolutely delighted with it, and we were very, very proud of that success. And even though somebody else is going to win it for this year, we were the winners this year earlier on, so that's good. Okay, now, in terms of tips, I have to echo exactly what Jackie said. It's about communication. It's about making sure that those objectives are set at the start and you're absolutely clear about what you want to achieve. I think from the partners from the UK, it's about listening, questioning and listening to make sure you have a complete understanding of what is meant by the requirements that's being presented. Even though we share a common language, there are nuances within that. There's bits of that conversation that require further clarification. And it is important that you set off and you all understand exactly where you're aiming to go on it. The other thing I would say as well is don't be frightened as the project goes forward to take a little bit of a time to reflect and stand back and think, is this still on track? Is this where we really still want to go? Are there other things we should be developing in parallel? Don't be frightened then to contact the British Council and say, this is how this is evolving. This is how this is developing. Is this okay with you? Could we possibly explore that? Because, by and large, actually, they want you to deliver the objectives, but they're pretty reasonable people and they understand how things evolve. And then you've got to get an endpoint and you've got to understand what that is. Because if you can't measure the impact of a project, why have you done it in the first place? We talked a lot yesterday about downstreaming activity, but if you have not got a vision of what impact you want to deliver in terms of, in our case, sustainability of projects going forward, that's not really probably the right reason to get into it. So that was what I would say. Thank you.
And now, it gives me great pleasure to announce that the winner for the Best New Partnership of the Year in 2014 award goes to AIDA Morocco and Coleg Gwent and West Lothian. So if I could invite the winners up to the stage to collect their awards from Tony and Jackie. Yes, please. So this is a project which is working to reintegrate marginalised youth into their communities in Casablanca in Morocco and in Cardiff and Edinburgh in the UK.
Can I just say that if you look at the conference bag you had yesterday, you'll see lots of smiling faces on the bag. Those smiling faces represent young people. What we've been doing is we've been working with some of the people who've not been smiling so much. Some people from really disadvantaged backgrounds who've been in prison, in child protection centres, and people who generally find life quite difficult. This project has enabled us to start working with groups of people from Morocco, from Wales and Scotland, and I'd like to thank the British Council for supporting us in this work. Thank you very much.
And now to the award for what the British Council considers its most outstanding international skills partnership of 2014. And there are again 3 nominated partnerships. The first of these is Guangzhou Industry and Trade Technician College and Highbury College. And this partnership has enabled students and staff at both organisations to develop skills through entrepreneurship activity and preparation for world skills competitions. The partners shared different industry practices, cultural techniques, and formed new networks with students benefiting from the best of each country's approach to teaching. For example, Chinese students enjoyed less formal, more interactive sessions, and British students encountered a curriculum that embraced mass manufacture delivered at pace. Furthermore, GZITTC has now integrated enterprise and entrepreneurship into the curriculum and teacher training and has planned self-employment programs in Guangzhou. Chinese ministers were also introduced to UK apprenticeships, and it is anticipated that the partners will develop and implement a pilot apprenticeship program in the near future. The second nominated partnership is Petra in Egypt and ProSkills from the UK. And this partnership has been developing a self-sustaining, industry-based skills strategy and business model for the print industry. The partnership is equipping new recruits and those already working in the industry with new standards-based vocational skills, whilst building the technical capacity of teachers, trainers, and assessors. To date, 130 unemployed individuals have been able to start new careers in printing. More than 1,220 students and employees have completed industrial print training, and 6,600 job seekers have been given reliable careers information, advice and guidance. The project has also enhanced industry engagement and brought about skills policy changes that have resulted in more than 400 organisations of all sizes engaging in skills activity for the first time, and 2 opening employer-based print training centres. Based on these achievements, the Egyptian government has awarded the partnership a 5-year contract to deliver training to 2,000 Prince students and employees, which will be co-certified through ProSkills UK awarding organisation. And the final nominee for the award is the partnership between Westminster Kingsway College and Vinh University of Technology Education in Vietnam. This partnership is making a measurable contribution to the Vietnamese government's skills reform agenda. The partnership has tailored the best in UK teaching practice, internationally recognised qualifications and rigorous quality assurance framework to develop a programme that boosts the skills and capacity that Vietnamese teachers require to equip their students for global employment. This involved developing bespoke qualifications and assessment system, supporting extensive teacher training and developing Vinh University into a centre of excellence for the delivery of assessor training programmes. The next step is to carry out an occupational skills assessment of more than 10,000 Vietnamese vocational teachers. And what I'd like to do now is invite one of the winners from last year, Mansour and Wada from Hoban Institute in Yemen, to talk about what winning the award meant to them and to share some of their advice for international skills partnerships. So Mansour and Wada, if you can.
Hello everyone. I am very happy the Institute to get the partnership award in the last year, because the partnership made our institute as the key institute in the transferring and dissemination of quality assurance framework to other institutes in Yemen, where the benefit of this partnership between Technical Industrial Institute and Diddley College was not limited to Technical Industrial Institute only, but extended to other institutions in Yemen. Partnership could help establish and create changes, positive changes at the individual, institutional, and national level in skills development profile. Winning the partnership award in last year was another transforming point. Our institute was locally and nationally recognized. Our reputation and good confidence as one of the best institutes in Yemen was increased and enhanced. One of the most important things the award cased, it creates new stream in our relationship with the government and private sector. I would like to advise the partnership to communicate as much as possible. Communication is very important for both partners, because if no communication means no result in short time. If the communication is not good, means the partnership take more time and also not reflect to the staff in every institutions. Allocate too much efforts during the beginning time of partnership. I advise them to give some of their own time to guide, supervisor, and lead others to achieve the objectives. Thank you very much.
So 3 outstanding partnerships and a very difficult decision for the awarding panel. But the deserving winner of the 2014 International Skills Partnership of the Year Award is Petra and ProSkills. So if I could invite representatives from Petra and ProSkills to come to the stage to collect their awards from Mansour and Wada.
Wow. What do you say? thank you all, really. Thanks, first of all, to the British Council for really nominating us. They've put up with us for a number of years. We've had some challenges in the way that we operate, both in the UK and internationally. I'd also like to thank our partners that put up with us because, you know, we work on a strategic level, a system-led level. And I think what this proves is, we banged on yesterday about downstream impact, and working with a partner such as Petra, what we've come to realise is that actually our impact will not happen this year and it will not happen next year. Sometimes it's the year after, and I think this project really demonstrates that downstream impact in the long term. We built a strategy, we built a system, and we sat back and waited for that to collect winning points, and that's what this has done. But you know, I really couldn't have done it without my colleagues Andy and Andy. They are the ones that would travel to Egypt and put up with me and putting them on the plane. They would also have to put up with Petra and Walid, and the same, he would have to put up with us. And I think, you know, we hear about communication. Actually, it's about things like patience, understanding different cultures. There are lots of things within that really lead to successful outcomes. So thank you all. Thank you, Melanie, because, you know, you've put up with us as well. And Reham, who's not here, she's the manager in Egypt, and to Naveen. But if there's anything you'd like to say, thank you.
I can add, not to duplicate the words, that it is about sustainability. This is the main goal we reached. So sustainability is that while we are here now celebrating, our colleagues there in Egypt is working to increase these numbers you heard. So now these numbers are already old. There is a new number. So this is how we this work. Thank you very much for all.
I extend my thanks to the Press Council for the support us, Melanie and Neil, and the Press Council also, Dima. Thank you very much.
So just before we close the conference, I'd like to say a few thank yous. First of all, thank you to all of the British Council team here in Vietnam and further afield who've worked so hard to make the conference possible. I'd like to say thank you to the translators who've done an excellent job throughout the 2 days and now have to do the odd thing of translating. My thanks to them. Thank you to Microsoft and Viglasera for the support that they offered to the conference and helping make it possible. And most of all, thank you to all of you for coming here, for sharing your expertise and enthusiasm with all of us. It's the first time that we've hosted Bringing the Learning Home in East Asia, and I think for all of the East Asian colleagues, we've learned an enormous amount from your experience. So thank you for that enthusiasm and the energy levels and the expertise that you've been willing to share with us. And the very final thanks, if we had to single out any one person within the British Council who's worked tirelessly for the last few months to do all of the coordination and the logistics for the conference, then it would be our colleague from Vietnam, Lê Hoang. So if I could ask Lê to come to the stage, and I hope she's in the room. Yes. And so that officially brings 2014, Bringing the Learning Home to an end. Thank you very much and have safe journeys home.